Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to today's stream. Looks like I'm gonna be a golfer for a little bit. Let's go ahead and start up this career. Why can I not see chat? Alright, there we go. Where do you want to begin? Yeah, let's just start off with the amateur stuff. AI scoring difficulty. Very high loss score decreases, increases. Yeah, I want decreasing it all the way. Like, oh, you're not getting a full experience. I don't care. I don't care. Bro, I am here. Career settings. Yeah, I'm here to play and have fun. How do I start the round? Bro, how do I start the round? Oh, okay. Wait, what's this? Bro, why do they got this all weird? Like... text message. I was about to say, I'm like, fam, what is going on? That's some weird stuff. They should just have it where it's just a button you gotta press.
EA Sports, in partnership with the United States Golf Association, so proud to spotlight golf's best amateur talent from around the globe. Today, we bring you coverage from this opening round. We've got a full field ready to get rolling on this Thursday as we get a look at the early leaderboard. We've got a tie at the top at 2 under par.
I thought about
so let's get out to the course as we pick up the action starting at the par 4.
Like it seems like it would be solid. Didn't I play this already? Why they got me going through a tutorial again?
Wind pushing this one a little to the right.
No, come on, bro. Stop. Dang.
Too strong for this hole, eh? Run out of fairway.
Why my character looks like that? I'm like, bro.
Big hit, though.
And with that, we welcome Nota Begay III, 4-time winner on the PGA Tour. And Nota, you've been in this spot, and every tournament is, in a way, a classroom. Maybe a classroom at Stanford, your alma mater. It's a chance to learn, isn't it?
It really is, and the hardest thing is to temper your expectations and to keep the nerves under control, because every single round from this point forward can be a stepping stone and an opportunity to learn and make your game better
why is
and
it so
move
hard?
towards your ultimate goal of playing at the highest level.
It's like, thanks to that man's shoes. Bro, why is the... no, I'm not. Nope. I ain't gonna do that to myself. I didn't install this game twice. But yeah, I ain't gonna even... No. I ain't gonna do that to myself. They just being weird with that game, so... Let's just play a little bit of the crew. Yeah, I can see why they put that game on the Xbox Game Pass, because they got that golfing stuff all messed up. Like, I get that's what it's supposed to be, but at the same time, it's like, bro, it's a video game. Like, I don't know why y'all trying to be all extra with it. It's a video game at the end of the day. There ain't nothing more. But, of course, you know, people gotta do some extra stuff with their game, and it's like, fam, nobody didn't ask for that. They asked for a video game. That's what I know what I would want. But this extra stuff, I don't know about that. Like, people, y'all gotta start making video games, not simulators. It's like, it's people that's trying to have fun. It's like, my thing is this. At least if you are gonna do stuff like that, have it where a person gotta go through, like, some training exercise or something. You know, like, they should have it where it's like, okay, are you familiar with golf? It's best to, you know, go through with this training stuff, so when you do get into a game, you know what you're doing. Rather than like, oh, let's just have a bunch of like little mini messages pop up all across the screen, making it look like an AOL computer. It's like, nah, bro, I ain't trying to deal with all of that. I'm trying to play a video game. It's like, at least if you're going to have a tutorial, at least have a tutorial that's like, it's going to actually teach you some stuff. Like, you're playing the game, but not like reading a bunch of stuff. When a person's playing the game, I get there's some things that you're supposed to read or a person might want to read, but at the end of the day, I'm trying to play a game. Less reading, less talking, more game playing. But all that extra stuff, I'm like, fam, nobody didn't ask for that. People be wanting to, like, oh, let's be above and beyond with our game. No. Make a video game, and that is it. That don't make no sense. You charge $60, $70 for that. That's crazy. That is some insane stuff. I'm like, there is no way possible I would have paid no $70 for that game. It ain't even worth a game paying $70 for. I'm like, EA, I'm saying, if y'all gonna be coming out with some stuff, like, come out with something that a person is gonna enjoy. It's like, it just seems like companies nowadays, they just come out with games, they don't consult with nobody. They're like, oh, we just gonna release a game, and that's it.
3, 2,
and they wonder why their games don't do well. It's like, you don't consult with nobody. Y'all ain't talking with nobody about your guys' game. My thing is if I'm coming out with a game, I'm making sure of it. I'm coming out with test betas, demos, a bunch of different stuff. I'm actually going to showcase that this is a game that I want everybody to enjoy. Like, it is going to be a game rated E for everybody. But it ain't going to be some stuff where it's like, oh, let's just kind of just wing it with our game. We're just going to come out with a bunch of different random stuff. Like, stuff they ain't nobody asked for. Ain't bothered to sit down and consult with people, and that's exactly why that game got the ratings that it has. And if it does have good ratings, then good for them. But I guarantee and I promise you, not everybody think the game is good. I know I ain't like all that. So like, that's the thing though with games, when it's like when people or developers and they try to like make a simulation, it's like you don't capture the whole simulation. You don't capture the whole experience. That's why I feel like a lot of games when they be trying to like call themselves a simulation, I'm like, fam, that's not no simulation. It's irritation. There's a difference. It's like you just throw in a bunch of things that's going to inconvenience a person when playing the game, and I'm like, that's not a simulation. Simulation should be something fun. It shouldn't be, I'm like, now I gotta figure this out. Now I gotta remember this. Now I gotta do that. Ain't nothing fun with all that. I'm saying it's like a person, you gotta remember at the end of the day, a person, they ain't spent no $70-something. Let's just go through the whole process of a video game, right? I know for a fact that developers ain't sat down for hours. I mean, freaking days, weeks, months, years, however long it took them to develop that game. But I know they ain't sat down for a long period of time to come out with a quote-unquote simulation, release it to the public, and have it where it's mostly kids and people that just want to have fun with a video game, for them to be like, nah, I'm not feeling that. And then it's like, you gotta ask that question, why? Because I'm like, well, it's not a video game. I don't look at that PGA Tour as no video game, or EA Sports. I'm like, EA, y'all need to actually start watching some sports before you just go through and, like, they just talk to Tiger Woods and be all like, okay, let's just try to put his conversation into a video game. I'm like, that's not how it works. You guys gotta do a little bit more, like actually sitting down and capturing golf. It's like, my thing is, like, and I know people probably ask, like, well, how would I go about making a golf game? I'm like, well, like I said, I definitely would come out with, like, a tutorial of some sorts at the very beginning. Like, not, like, I'm like, you don't gotta play through it, but it's like, okay, if you're, like, new to our game and stuff, because it's like, when was the last time they had released a golf game? It had been some time. But it's like, I know that there's probably a lot of people that's buying their golf game for the first time, or they might not remember it, because it's like you're playing a bunch of different games throughout the year. So it's like, how am I supposed to remember the last time when I played the golf game or the controls and all that stuff? So I definitely will have a tutorial for that person. Have it where there's like a top golf section where it's like you just want to practice on your swings and all that stuff. They probably might have that, but I didn't see it, because it's like you just slapped in a bunch of stuff in front of my face. I'm like, I don't know what I'm looking at anymore at that point. But definitely will have that, and then have it where it's like, you know, instead of putting you in some old big old giant league where it's like, okay, now I'm gonna start feeling all bad for losing and stuff. I'm like, I'm really trying to win this game, but it's like, you know, they practice like hitting in the wind, practice when it's raining, practice when it's, you know, there ain't no wind. Like, I just like non-stop practice. But it's like, actually have like practice where it's good, like you really can work on your skill. And then, like, then make it like some simulation where it's like, you know, you're going through all these different championships. Like, I want people to leave that game with an experience. Because when it's like, you sit down, you think of games like Spider-Man, for an example. It's like, that game, it's a video game at the end of the day. Ain't nothing arcade, ain't nothing simulating about it. But at the end of the day, though, it's a Spider-Man simulation. Now, I feel like they perfect with this last one. They perfectly escalated what a Spider-Man simulation should be like. But they know that at the end of the day, people are trying to have fun with the game. It's like they trying to get through it. It's like, imagine if they just have it on some stuff where it's like, oh, we're going to say that the game is easy, but it ain't going to really be all that easy. And you playing it, you going up against the first enemy, get shot and killed, and now you can't even play the game no more. Oh, because Spider-Man's dead, so therefore it's like, oh, you got to start the game all over. Ain't nothing going to be fun about that. People are just like, that's just causing an inconvenience. So that's why I'm like, people, y'all got to stop with these simulations. If it's like, you're going to make a simulation, make an actual authentic simulation. Where it's like, it ain't even a simulation. It's like, people are calling it a full-blown experience. But it's like, you play games where it has this quote-unquote experience. It's like, it's just, like I said, it ain't a simulation. It's irritation. Am I going to Seattle? They just said it signed with Seattle. Where am I at? West Coast. Wow. Okay. Guess we're heading to Seattle. Yeah, and I should have known, as bad as it's raining right now. I'm like, yeah. And it's funny how it's raining. Well, no, it says it's cloudy, but it was raining earlier. And it's probably going to rain again. Yeah, it's like, developers, y'all gotta stop doing that stuff where it's like, you guys come out with a game and it's like, you're eliminating the fun and you're trying to make me into an actual professional golfer. And I'm like, fam, I am in the comfort of my room playing a golf game. What does it, I might pick up, and then like I said, I'm like, then I'd rather just go, if that's the case, then I'd rather just go out and actually play golf. I'm like, what's the point of playing it at home when it's like, okay, you want me to actually get good at the game, so I might as well just play it in real life. Save my skill for when I actually, you know, I am going to play golf, but not for some video game. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, guys, gotta remember, at the end of the day, it's like a person don't buy a game, download the game, turn on the game to feel like a loser. They turn on that game, play that game, so they feel fun. They want to have fun with the game. That was my chair, by the way. I was rearranging myself, but I don't know why my chair, I didn't feel like it throughout the years and got louder, but anyways. But yeah, it's like, it's just one of those things where I'm, you know, I just don't like when games do old weird stuff. They want you to get this authentic experience, and I'm like, it's not authentic, bro. There's so many things you guys done miss with an authentic experience. It's like, actually sit down and talk with those golfers about their stories on how they got into golf, you know. Have it where it's like, oh, my character is golfing through an injury or something. You know, have it where it's like, oh, freaking, I don't know, a bank robbery happens and then the bank robbers done ran out in the middle of the golf course. Just something, you know. But I'm saying it needs to be an experience, but a good experience. Not just some old random experience you guys just slap together, but it needs to be an actual authentic experience. But this simulation stuff, I'm like, man, I just get tired of that, because it's like, there's some games that makes a simulation good, you know, where it's like, dang, this is really how it is. That's crazy, you know. But they at least make sure of it, that they add that that fun to it, you know. But then there's just other games where it's like they don't do that. They just want to make a simulation and just make a person stressed out when playing the game. And I'm like, that's not fun, bro. I don't know what's fun about that, but I'm like, that ain't fun, bruh. Like, for an example, when they make games like Car Mechanic Simulator, you know, that's fun. Supermarket Simulator, that's fun. That's a game where you can sit down, listen to music, play that game for hours upon hours upon hours, and you have actual legitimate fun with it. But it's like, and it's funny how those games are made by indie developers. Meanwhile, you got EA, and that's probably the biggest video game company in the world, and they can't even capture the moments of a golfer. But it's like you know, there's probably some company out there where it's like they make golf games, and I should see if they got like an indie golf game. I should really see if they got an indie golf game, because if they do, then I'm probably gonna check that out and see how that is. And it's probably on some stuff where it's all like, you know, you hitting hole-in-ones. And I know people gonna probably be all like, oh, that gets boring after a while. Then, well, when I crossed that bridge, I'm like, hey, it was fun while it lasted. But I know one thing, at least when I do stop playing that game, at least I can say good things about it. So if somebody comes to me and they're all like, hey, how did you feel about that indie golf game? I thought it was one of the best golfing games in the world. Like, go ahead and play it. I think at the end of the day, it don't matter whether how you gonna feel once you stop playing the game. Honestly, yeah, you ain't gonna play that game forever. They might come out with a sequel, another game might come out, then that captures your attention. But my thing is this: what I'm trying to do is that when somebody asks me about that game, I can say good things about it. But it just seems like developers, they don't care about that. They care about the money. They don't care about the opinions. They don't care about nothing. They just only care about how much money are we going to make from this game. And I feel like that they had that game. Because I would check and see on EA Play if they added that game. I think it was last week, or maybe in the beginning of this week. I think I checked to see if that game was on EA Play, and I ain't seen nothing about it being on EA Play. So they made sure of it. They waited as long as they possibly could to have it where that game is like, you gotta buy it. And then at some point in time, they decided to add it to EA Play and Xbox Game Pass. I'm like, fam, no, you guys knew for a fact that nobody was gonna be sit down. They don't even want to buy that game in the first place. But it's like, you got like this false thing about it where it's like, oh yeah, it's a golf game, and you make it look like, oh, it's gonna be this fun game, have these screenshots and all that stuff. And I'm like, bruh, no, that's not going. And nowadays, at least for me, that's not gonna make me want to, oh, because the photos look cool, you guys got a good rating from IGN. It's not gonna make me want to, yeah, I'll buy the game, but I'll make sure of it. I'm like, I'm gonna play a little, you know, some of it, a demo, whatever. But I'm like, yeah, I ain't buying games full price nowadays. It just doesn't seem logical. It just doesn't make sense. Especially when it's like half the game is being released. I'm like, no, bruh. There's some games where I just don't believe in paying full price for it, because it's like, you guys aren't even releasing a video game. It's like you're releasing maybe a test demo, but like, if that's their final product, nah, I'm good. It's like, and you know, maybe with the golf game, maybe I got bad aim and stuff, and I don't know how to play golf. But like I said, that's why you come out with a tutorial. So a person can practice, so a person can learn some stuff, but you just got a bunch of pop-ups. You think at the end of the day, what a person want to do? They want to read a bunch of pop-ups, or they want to play a game that they just, like, let's say if I paid $70 for that game, I definitely would be upset, but it's like, I paid $70 for this game, right? And they just got a bunch of pop-ups, and rather than me actually sitting down and playing the game. I mean, come on, like, people gotta sit down and be thinking about these things before you guys just release it. I just feel like nowadays it's like developers, like I said, they don't care about what a person wants. They only care about how much money they're gonna make. And it's like, and then when you look at games like going back to Spider-Man 2, that game was probably the best Spider-Man game that's ever came out. They have it where you're playing as Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Venom, Mary Jane. I'm trying to think who else did they have you play as in that game. I feel like they had me play as somebody else. But that game, I'm like, that's a game where I'm like, I don't know if I'll ever trade that into GameStops. Like, there has to be something that, like Spider-Man 3. That'll be the only time I think I'll trade that game in, when they come out with a Spider-Man 3. But other than that, I don't see myself trading in Spider-Man 2 for nothing. That's the game where I'm like, you know, if all games fail me, I'm going back and I'm playing that game. Like, if I ain't have nothing to play right now, I definitely will be playing Spider-Man. Probably have it where my whole stream will be dedicated to just playing Spider-Man 2. But I'm like, in my opinion, that was the best video game that came out ever. I'm like, I don't know nothing about no Baldur's Gate 3, what are some other top tier games. I'm like, no, Spider-Man 2, in my opinion, that was the best game that came out in the recent years. I ain't got nothing disrespectful to say about that game, but I just know that that game, like, it did do well, but yeah, it's one of those things I'm like, I gotta sit down and play that game and see what that game's all about. But I heard that game got like spiders and stuff in it, so that's why I'm like, that's a game where I'm like, I would play it. Maybe if they come out with like some arachnophobia mode or something, then I'll probably, you know, give it a chance. But until then, I'm like, I'm chilling. But I just don't like when it's like every game feel like they got it. That's another thing. I'm like, why every them like type of game, them wizard type games, or just those like genres of games and stuff, why they feel like they always gotta have like some like giant spider like creature, or just even spiders in the game in general? And it's like the fact that you guys even consider adding a arachnophobia mode, or people would be talking about that stuff, and it's like, then it'd be crazy because it's like people talk about that stuff, right? And you always get that one person that'll be in the comment sections, or if it's like Reddit somewhere, but they'll overall about like, oh, get over that. It's like it's all in your mind or whatever. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, Mr. Oh, I fear nothing. I guarantee and I promise you, you put some in there in the video game that they fear, they're gonna be feeling the same exact way. But I think, yeah, games like that, I'm like, it needs to be an automatic thing. Like, your game got spiders in it, add an arachnophobia mode, where it either replaces it with like something that's not a spider, or just takes it out from the game. But it's like, I get tired of that stuff. I'm like, I just, you know, that ain't making, like, there's some games where I'm like, I know, like with Helldivers, I'm like, yeah, that game gets a pass, because I'm like, it's, you know, it's a fun game, and it gives you the simulation of like, what would you be doing in that situation? But at the same time, they had their tutorial. They had it where it was a simple tutorial where it taught you the how to overall play the game and the buttons and all that stuff. But it's like, and I feel like that's another thing where it's like, you know, you gotta obviously bring some skill. But I'm like, with games like that, shooting games, of course I'm gonna be skillful like that, because I sit down and I play that. But it's like, you gotta think about it, the amount of shooting games that come out. Then if we're going back and talking about golf, how many golfing games then came out in the recent years? You got 2K's golfing game, you got EA's golfing game, and then you got the Mario golfing game. What other golfing games? Golfing games don't come out like shooting games. You'll see 100 shooting games get released every year. You don't see that with no golfing game. So that's why I'm like, you guys got to remember, it's like there ain't a whole lot of golfing games out there. So that's even more so a reason why tutorials and stuff like that should exist in games. It just seems, like I said, developers, they just don't care about that type of stuff. And I'm like, all right, well, your guys' game, it gets bad ratings. Like, I'm just curious to see what the ratings were for that game. Exactly my point. It ain't no 5-star game. They still count that as me. Alright, I ain't gonna question it. Even though I went on the side of the checkpoint, but okay. But it's like, even with this game, it's like, you know, they... people will probably call it a racing simulation. I mean, it ain't really a simulation. It does have its arcade feel to it. But I feel like all games, in a way, are a simulation of, like, whatever it is that it's being based off of. Like, you know, Call of Duty, it's a military simulation. Even though it's not authentic, but, you know, it's still that. I'm trying to think of some other games. But, yeah, it's like, all games is kind of a simulation in its own way. But at the same time, I'm like, you know, you gotta remember, people are trying to have fun, not the opposite. I didn't realize how long this race was. I thought it was just doing some, like, Florida race or something. Like, they were going to just have me racing around the state of Florida. I didn't realize it was going to be, like, some, like, West Coast to Florida thing. Isn't there any Motorfest where you can go through them side railings? I think it is Motorfest, but that's weird. They have it where you can't go in it, go through it in here, but you can in Motorfest. That's something that I would definitely ask my character in this game. It's like, fam, for one, where are you going? And why did you wait so late to go? Like, I feel like that, you know, for one, he should have went during the day. But it's like, my character is up in the middle of the night. Is that a tornado? Why that cloud look like that? They should have added that in this game. They should have added tornadoes. They should have added, like, just a bunch of different... Because, I mean, especially if you're going to be, like, down south and things, they should have added some sort of, like... natural disasters in these types of, like, or just in something. I don't know whether it be this or just, but they should come out with some game like that. That actually would be a solid game. I'm surprised that firefighting simulator game hasn't done no stuff like that, but it's like a natural disaster update where it's like, oh, now you gotta assist people in tornadoes. It's like tornadoes, just, I guess, like, you know, still talking on that simulation stuff, but yeah, but it's like, you know, they should have it where it's like that, hurricanes, like where it's like, you know, you just kind of like going through rescuing people. I think that would be solid if they did come out with some game like that. I definitely would play it just to see what it's about. Hopefully it just don't do no weird stuff. It's all like, oh, you're speedboat ran out of gas, failed the mission, everybody dies. I'm like, all right, that's, I don't know how that's supposed to be fun, but okay. Like uninstall, refund, never plan on playing that game again. That is a game I'm most likely gonna play after this. Is here's this game called Redfall. Somebody gonna leave a comment underneath. I posted a stream. It was like an old stream. I think around when that game had came out. Posted a stream of myself playing it. This guy gonna dislike the video, and then gonna leave a comment talking about nobody plays this. I'm like, okay, and it's stuff like that where I'm like, do you think you would have that conversation with somebody face to face? Like, let's say it's somebody, if I'm at a GameStops and I'm all like, hey, can I get, I seen that you guys got Redfall in stock, can I get that real quick? And then you're standing behind me talking about nobody plays that game. I'm like, okay, that's good to know. I guess they gonna have one person playing it tonight. I was like, I don't care. It's just at times I feel like people, they just want themselves to be heard. I'm like, fam, I'm like, go far away from me. Don't talk to me, don't say nothing. It's people like that. They got like some like social like issue. They can't have normal conversations with people. They always gotta say something weird. Like they're that type of friend where it's like everybody's having a good time, and then they just come out the woodworks and say something dark. It's like, what was that one Saturday Night Live skit where the woman, they were like at Disneyland, she kept just saying a bunch of dark stuff, and they were all unbreaking character. Like he's like people like that are the real life version of that woman, where they always got to say something dark, and it's like, bro, this is why nobody hangs out with you. Like I'm being dead serious. I'm like, it's one of those friends where I'm like, I gotta have a conversation with you. I'm like, fam, this is why nobody hangs out with you, because you be saying some of the most off the wall stuff. It's like, I don't nobody care if nobody plays Redfall. I'm like, bro, I'm saying it's like it was an old stream at that. It was like from when the game had originally came out. I just wish there's like times people, I'm like sit down and think about a comment before you leave it. Like, is this comment like worth responding to? You know, it's like, is this worth reading? Like, would I want to see this comment underneath a game that I just started playing? No? Okay. It's probably best if I don't leave that comment. But everybody, they're like, oh, my opinion has to be heard. And I'm like, I don't care for your opinion, sir, ma'am, whoever, but I didn't ask for it. I posted a stream, a video of myself playing the game. That's it. That's all that meant. But it's like, now I gotta be petty, play that game, figure it out, and yeah, go and play it, beat it, and then just be all like, oh, well, somebody played the game recently and beat it. That person happens to be me. But I actually might just test it because I wanted to see how it works on the PC. And I'm like, if it plays better on console, then I'll probably just end up playing it on console. But I really want to play it on PC, so that's why I'm hoping like it's, you know, got like no visual issues or none of that stuff. Like I can play that game no problem. But I think the last time I tried playing that game, it was kind of weird. I don't know if it's my graphics card. I don't know if I need a new motherboard. I really don't want to even go out and get no new stuff like that. I just want to chill, bruh. I just want to chill with what I got. I'm like, I don't want to make no big PC purchases no more. It's like, I don't want to get a new gaming PC. My gaming PC, I'm like, bro, I'm really hoping that it don't do no weird stuff. I'm really hoping, because I'm like, man, it just, like, bro, just act normal. You've been acting normal for all this time. Don't do nothing weird now. Like, lights are going in and out on it. I don't know what that overall means, but I'm like, bro, please just act normal, bruh. Because I'm like, that means I gotta, like, go and try to figure out what's wrong with it. Probably get parts that I don't even need. And I'm like, I'm not trying to do all of that, man. I'm just trying to chill. I think like the day when that day does come where I'm like a big content creator, I'm gonna just have stuff on standby. I'm gonna like go contact like a PC company. I'm about like, hey, look, so I'm gonna give you this money now, but just write it down somewhere. It's like, hey, this content creator, TMossBoss, he gave us this money, so in case if his PC goes out or something happens to it, like, okay, put that money in the account, give this man a PC, go on about his business. Or like become like a, or you bump all that. I'd freaking start, can I go through this? Nope. I should just go and just create a PC brand. I thought I was gonna like spin around, but no, it didn't. It looked cool in my head, but it didn't work. How's that man running? You know what's crazy? I'm surprised Steam, they came out with the Steam Decks, but they haven't came out with like a, I can definitely see them doing that, coming out with a Steam PC. It's crazy, they came out with a Steam Deck, but not a Steam PC. You would think they did that a long time ago before they did a Steam Deck. Steam Deck is solid though, I like mine. Steam Deck OLED or OLED, whatever people be wanting to call it. But I think if I were to get another gaming PC, because past couple of gaming PCs I bought was from CyberPower PC, and they're good. They're a good brand. I definitely got nothing but good things to say about them. But I definitely would look around. I mean, if I do see another CyberPower PC, then yeah, I'll probably just end up getting that. But no, I'm curious to see what other brands what they offer. You know, see what they got going on. See if there's a difference between gaming PCs and stuff. See if whatchamacallit, I can play Valorant. You know, that's a game where I'm like, I don't really particularly care for playing it. Just more so, I don't care for like going through my computer and trying to figure out the settings so I can play it. You know, you would think it'd just be one of those games where it's like, okay, person just downloads it and plays it. Ain't gotta download no Riot installer or none of this other stuff. Just download the game and play it. Like games, they just be doing, you know, again, some weird stuff. And I'm like, bro, ain't nobody asked for that. It's like there's all these other games that exist where you could just start that game up, no problem. Valorant, that's the one game where I'm like, I know. Unless they bring that game to console or I get a gaming PC that can play it, but I'm like, I ain't gonna be going through all that extra stuff trying to figure out like how can I wonder if I can play it off of my my Legion Go. I'll have to see about that, but if not, then I'm like, bro, I ain't been sweating it. I'm like, I am chilling. They probably would be on some old silly stuff where it's like, oh, sorry, can't play it. That was close. I'm probably gonna have to backtrack because it don't look like damn. What happened? Oh, okay. I ain't have to backtrack. Okay, we chillin'. Definitely would have had to backtrack if I still stayed on that side of the road. I was about to say, am I going the right way? For a second, I was like, whoa, wait a second. I have to like look at the mini map and things. I'm like, bro, where am I going? Because they don't have like that line thing. They had the line thing before, but they ain't got it now. I broken the game. I know everybody's like tripping off of bridges now. After that whole Baltimore situation. Like, I feel like, you know, people, they got their reasons. I don't think I would trip, but I mean, if I see a ship getting dangerously close, I'm like, yeah, I'm gassing it off of a bridge. Even if I gotta run, I'm like, I ain't trying to be in the mix of all that. I really gotta look at the mini map to see where where I need to go, cause they ain't got that line no more. I think honestly done glitched the game, or unless it's supposed to do that. That's what I wanted to do earlier when I was on that other. What you mean the wrong way? Like, what is that even? That's crazy. South. They don't even tell us like where in the South. They just say the South. That's funny. Ubisoft, when they were putting this game together, they just said, look, bro, we just gonna call it the South. We ain't gonna, they like them like popular areas, but like the middle parts, yeah, the South, the West, the North, the East, the, you know, Midwest, we ain't gonna be doing all this extra stuff. There we go. Now we're in Florida. Only took me 35 minutes. But realistically, it'll probably be more like 35 hours. Like, if you drive, like, non-stop, yeah, it'd probably be... If not, no, it might be more than that. I'll have to see, like, what a drive. Am I supposed to... Yeah, okay. I was about to say, I don't think I'm supposed to be on this side of the road. Why did they start me back so far? What kind of Forza Motorsport stuff did they just do? I'm trying to think. I think it took my family. I remember they took a road trip. Like, this is like, I don't know. Was I born at the time? I might have been, but I was like, I might have been probably a baby or something. But I remember they took a road trip to Texas, from Washington to Texas, and I'm like, by flight, if it's like 4.5, 5 hours, I'm like, yeah, that's it's probably doubled that. And then probably an additional, so yeah, it might be less. It might not be 35 hours, it might be a little less. Maybe like 35, there's like traffic and stuff. But I don't even know, that would be concerning, to drive 35 hours straight. Like, unless it's like, you got a passenger and y'all swapping drivers and stuff. But yeah, I'm like, I'm like, nah, not just one person. One person drive 35 hours straight. They did something. I don't know what they did, but they did something. See, now there's a line. Now the line is there. Before it wasn't. I just probably act like you can't just hang. Alright. And that's why you should not drive in the middle. See if I can make it there before 40 minutes. And I'm at the 1%. Just got 1 more percent, but there we go. I know how far the finish line would have been at. That's a lot. It's like, yeah, your track can catch a light. I guess if anybody's watching this on YouTube, you can just get past this until I do play whatever game I end up playing. I might be here for a second, just scrapping this stuff. I guess I could talk about some things. I wish it was a lot easier. Wait, oh, you could do like, oh, okay. You know what? No, that's a lot easier. Just doing it that way. It's like, I don't really use these cars. I'm like, I've been done. Use this stuff. Or at least equip it with some better equipment. So that must be all the racing cars. Okay. So much easier. Alright, let's go ahead and play this Redfall. Now I install on my Xbox. Hold on for a second. There we go. Dang, didn't I just update Russ? This game got another update? Like, bro, that don't even make no sense. How a game have that many updates? I ain't sitting there waiting for all that. No, we starting up this game. That's crazy. Games be thinking you want to sit there and be updating after updating. It's like, I ain't doing all that. I ain't doing all that at all. Is the game starting? Say it's lunging. Hopefully it actually is. It's like, dang, was the hate that bad for this game? And it's like they just refuse to have it where people can play. I'm trying to better your guys' game. Bro, it don't take that long for a game to start up. Like, that's crazy. So I might end up having to download this game on console, because PC being kind of weird is being kind of weird. It's like doing all this extra stuff. It's like, bruh, just start the game. Acting like a person gotta go start. Like, it's like a car or something. Like, you gotta, like, sit there and be trying to crank up that engine for that thing to start. It's like, man, start the game. That's why nobody's not playing. I swear, if I play that game on console and it says the same thing, I'm like, why do you guys have it where your game still exists then? I'm trying to better your guys' game. I'm trying to say good things about your guys' game. What is this store page? Mostly negative. Yeah, I'm like, I'll try to play that game on console, but that's crazy. That is some crazy stuff. Yeah, I think I'm going to just go ahead and call it with this stream. So, anyways, with that being said, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me see if I can raid out to somebody. This game just threw me all off track. I'm like, I don't even know how to do streams no more. Dang, why is Twitch being slow? Dang, bruh. I'm just going to go ahead and end this stream. All right, so anyways, thank you guys. Stay tuned for the next stream. And